Hello everyone, how you doing? Welcome back to this channel, The Heights of Africa, where we are ready to give you all the verified updates you so desire. And we're hoping you're looking for more. How you to subscribe, click the like button, and share this video. Today we're going to talk about the trending news when Obasanjo commands Oyo monarchs to stand up and greet him. Wow. Respect begat respect. Before we start talking about culture and colonization, the word respect is just something that I would like to describe as acknowledgement. And we all deserve acknowledgement regardless of who we are. So before we move to the whole argument all over again, because there's been a lot of opinions flying around and people are trying to understand why should this be? Why did he request the monarchs to stand up and greet him? First of all, do you think it's a good idea for monarchs to stand up in the first place as a form of respect for any governor that is walking into an inauguration ceremony? Governor Makinde of Oyo State was having an inauguration ceremony for Ladoke Akitola University campus at Isenyi, and it was quite a very fulfilling moment until Obasanjo requested that the monarchs of Isenyi should stand up and greet him. First of all, the actual thing that made the whole situation look so awkward was that he requested them to stand up, and they sarcastically stood up in order not to appear disrespectful and smiled and laughed over it. But what do you think about Obasanjo's reaction, or what he said about the whole situation? Was it right for him to have addressed them in such manner in public? Could he have done it much better by doing that in private? And what about his wife that went ahead to apologize on his behalf behind his back for making such a spectacle of the monarchs of Isenyi, Oyo Kingdom? First of all, we all have our values and culture, outstanding values and culture that we must all put into place and take away the excesses. So first of all, we need to understand that our cultural values should be preserved, right? Everybody talks about culture and the benefits of culture, and we all know that culture also has its disadvantages due to traditions already made by men. So, respect is a thing in Yoruba land. Respect is a thing in Nigeria. And we must not forget that we must acknowledge all status, regardless of who we are. In my own opinion, I think Obasanjo would have at least done that privately by correcting them, because we have different cadres of kings, and to first of all talk about what we observe about this cadres. The Alaafin of Oyo as a herd does not stand up to any symbol of authority, and some other kings in other cadres or other rulers that have a very high status or very high profile of a king. But the thing is, I don't really understand why rulers cannot acknowledge each other. But like I said, cultural values are meant to be preserved. So if Obasanjo says that the position of a governor surpasses that of a traditional ruler, what do you think? What is your own opinion about this? Because it's a little, if we have to look into this situation, there are diversified opinions about this thing. Because in the time past, traditional rulers are like governors. They're like presidents of the people. But in this present time and age, where democracy, and at first we had military government, later we had democracy. What do you think is the highest form of authority in human leadership? Colonization has brought about a lot of things, Your Excellency. And in as much as we have adopted some things of colonization, even the form of leadership, its form of leadership, we must not forget our traditions as well. Obasanjo said that one of the things that we must acknowledge as a position of authority is age and status. And being a former military man who is already used to power, he didn't find it difficult to ask the rulers to get up. And in as much as almost everyone found it a little bit strange being in the public, one thing we must do as rulers is to acknowledge each other. We must acknowledge each other, no matter what the situation may be. In this current age, if you enter into a palace, the king might not have to get up for you. The king might have to just wave his hostile as a form of acknowledgement. I think that is still a form of respect. But in my opinion, the king should have at least shown a form of respect for the governor making the speech or coming in for the speech. It might be in another form. It's just to acknowledge his presence. And at the same time, the former president, Olusegun Obasanjo, would have at least, let me say, corrected them in private and not feel offended. And for the wife that went to apologize on behalf of the former president, Ms. Martins, and later disowned by the former president, Olusegun Obasanjo, by apologizing, as his opinion still stands. I personally think that whether she went to apologize on behalf of the former president or not, the mistake should have been corrected from the start. Because she personally only did what she knows best. That was why the former president disowned, or let me say, did not acknowledge her apology, and it wasn't as instructed as he desired. Like she was not delegated to make such apology on behalf of him and his family. But the major thing in this situation is for us all, regardless of what we call ourselves, regardless of who we are, wherever we find ourselves, we should acknowledge people of all status, low profile, high profile, whatever it is. Everybody matters. Till I see you again, don't forget to look out for more. This is the High of Africa, where we see all things and give all things verified. Have a wonderful day.